Dolph time. Hey guys, welcome back to Dolph time. My name is Dolph as always. I'm with my sister Erika again, and we're gonna do, I guess it would be considered under the Dolph explains thing that I've done in the past, but we're gonna like do sibling questions, I guess is what it would be considered. Yeah. So she has all the questions, so she can ask the questions and we can go from there. So.
Okay. So who is the oldest or youngest?
So I'm technically, or I am not technically, I am older than her. Is it 14 months?
Yeah, something like that.
So like we're pretty, like I'm 26 and she's 25.
Yeah, we were clumped together as children.
Yep. So, and she's the youngest of her family. So, yep.
I'm the baby. What do you like what is one thing you like about me, and what is one thing that you hate about me? I'll do the same.
Okay. So one thing I like about you is that I know, like, I like how you're not boring. You're pretty quirky and stuff like that. So whenever I hang out with you, it's usually an awesome time. The one thing, and you don't do it as much anymore, but growing up, the one thing I hated is if something bothered you, especially, I don't know if you did it with everyone else, but at least with me, instead of just telling me to stop, because sometimes when I'm like thinking or stuff, I like tap my foot or something, instead of telling me to stop, you would over exaggerate what I'm doing. Oh, yeah. So if I was tapping my foot, she'd be like, and I'm like, what's happening? She's like, I just wanted you to stop. I'm like, just tell me to stop then. But she hasn't done that. That was like when we were way younger.
Yeah.
I don't know if she does that anymore.
And I definitely don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't remember, it hasn't happened in a very long time, so that was the one thing that drove me nuts. Because I'm like, just tell me and I'll stop. I like some of the stuff I'm literally don't even know I'm doing. So.
Yeah. One thing that I hate about when we were growing up, you'd always chew your fingers. Yep. It's so gross. And you did it so loud. Yeah. And I was like, please stop. I don't even chew my fingers. Like, I can't even, like, mimic that. Yep. And it was so annoying. One thing that I have loved about you is that you genuinely care about people and you do your best. Like, you try to always find the best way into doing it. And, like, even just, like, with where you're at, you're like, oh, I wish I like had either more money or more like something to like give to people, but you already give so much. And so I love that. I love that you're always trying to find ways to be selfless. So yeah. What is your funniest memory with me?
Funniest memory with you? Man, there's a ton of memories. Yeah. Because she used to live in Thailand for a while, so there's a lot of fun stuff that happened there when I visited her. Funniest memory, that's tough. Do you have one that you thought of? I'll try to keep thinking of stuff, but there's a lot of fun stuff.
Think this through.
No, well, you didn't tell me any of these questions, which is fine, because it's kind of, it's not like a weird, I already know all the answers kind of thing. I'm trying to think of the funniest stuff.
I remember, okay, so we talked about this the other day, but when we were in Thailand, we visited this waterfall, and so the waterfall is like limestone, so you should be able to like walk down it, but there's like a really slippery spot where you can like hold on to like the rope, and I was like, this is too slippery for me, I'm gonna definitely hold on to the rope, and Luke was like,
I'm pretty stubborn with stuff. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm going to walk across this. And it was like a rope that was tied to a tree. Yeah. So you could slowly, because it was like at the very, very top. Yeah. So this is like the top. And it was like pretty gradual. Even if you did slid, you're not going to like, unless you're super uncoordinated, you're not going to fall down the whole way. But I was super, like super adamant for some reason. I'm like, I'm going to get across this without the rope. And I fell, was it 3 times?
You fell 3 times. And it was like the first time you fell, I was like, Luke, you can just either take the rope or crawl. I'm pretty sure I crawled. I was like, I'm not even gonna chance it.
I think I was, when I fell, I got really like mad that I fell. So I'm like, I'm gonna do this. And when I get that way, I just get super stubborn.
And it wasn't even your fault. Like, it was totally like, just, it was ridiculously slippery. Like, you could look at it and you're like, oh gosh, that's
And there was people slippery in front of us that slipped on it too while we were waiting to go down this. So it was like pretty visible that I was, gonna have a hard time. Yeah. But what was the question? Is the funniest memory?
Yeah, the funniest.
Man, I have fun.
Maybe a funny memory.
Funny memory? Yeah. Oh shoot, what was it? I just thought of one that when we were in Thailand. Oh shoot. So there was one of my favorite things when I was in Thailand is we went to this place called Tiger Temple, and I found out Erika has a not liking towards monkeys at all.
Monkeys.
At all.
I hate them.
And there's literally 2 mountains at this temple, and you can walk up the whole mountains at like 1,200 steps or something like that. And so on the path before you start actually like going up, there's like these monkeys all over the place because like this is like a foresty kind of area. So there's like monkeys, literally like not huge monkeys, but like monkeys like this big, like just hanging out on the path, just laying out, just sleeping there. And I think we were coming down from the mountain, and Erika was looking. For some reason, she was faced me, but I was walking towards her, and there's like this little baby monkey, like really curious, started coming up to her, and I just saw it coming up, and I was like, please touch her, please, 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 because I didn't know she didn't like monkeys, but I thought I was curious to see what would happen, and literally it touches her leg, and she pretty much almost punts it into the forest. It was great. I laughed a lot.
I had no heart.
And it was really confusing because the week after I left, you went to Indonesia, I think?
No, I was still in Thailand.
Oh, you're still in Thailand? Yeah. And there's a picture of her with a monkey sitting on her shoulder.
Yeah, it got off my shoulder really quick. I wanted a picture and run.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So that was a fun memory.
That's great. Describe each other in 3 words.
Let's see. Like I already said, quirky, outgoing, and loving probably would be the third one. Like you really care about a lot of people. So that'd be the 3, I think.
Yeah.
That I would say.
I would say you are... Sorry, I said something earlier before this. I was like, Luke, you're chunky. And
she did say that. She did say that.
I think you are very caring, intentional. Like you use caring. Shoot.
No, I said loving.
Oh yeah,
so
you're caring.
It's different.
You're super smart. Like the things that you can do, I'm like, holy shnikes. Like I just can't believe it. And I had a really good one. Oh, you're chill. Like so chill. Like
yeah, I'm pretty laid back.
My heart rate goes down, even though my heart rate is already really down. Like it goes down even more. Like when I'm around you, and I don't feel like I have to like perform or anything. I'm just like myself.
There are certain times when I do videos where I wish I was less chill because I've seen some YouTubers where people love them because they're constantly losing their mind. Yeah. And I don't like. I've gotten mad at stuff and visibly shown it, but it's not to the point where I'm like literally screaming. Yeah. And I've seen people do that, and I'm like, I wish I had that kind of peak, but I don't think I don't get that mad at stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's good.
Any other ones?
Who keeps a cleaner room? Me or you?
I've never, like, anytime, like, I'm trying to think of when we lived at parents' house, because, like, when you lived in college, you always shared a room. Yeah. And, like, half of it was, like, dirty, but it was because of your roommate. Yeah. So I'm just trying to, like, think.
I feel like we're pretty equal.
Yeah, like we are kind of messy, but not to the point of, like, having to, like, spread the floor to make a pathway at all.
Yeah, we're, like... clean.
I say we're clean, but we're not like
we're organized.
Yeah, we're organized, but we're not like perfectionists with everything. Yeah, we're pretty even on that.
Sorry, I didn't even look at these.
That's fine.
What's a weird habit of mine?
Weird habit. I'm trying to think of what would be a weird habit of yours. Well, like I said, you're quirky, so weird. I don't know if this would be considered a habit, but at least when you're around me, you like to try to make me as uncomfortable as possible a lot of times.
So true.
And there's times where, at least she hasn't done it for a while, but there'd be times where we're just hanging out. And I think usually, I don't know if it happened with friends a lot, but usually if we're like hanging out with like her parents doing something, she would just stick her hand in my armpit. No reason why. Yeah. I don't know why. But she would just do stuff to try to get reactions out of me. And it's not a bad habit. It was always just it didn't bother me, but I always just had people asking me after, like, why did your sister do that? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
so
I've always been awkward and weird.
Yeah.
I can't think of a weird habit of yours. Your obsession with comic books.
I guess it's kind of weird. I love superhero stuff.
Like, you're not, like, extremely weird about it, but I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know how much you read comic books.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. It's just like, oh, wow.
No, I love superhero stuff and all that. So, like, this past year, I always wanted to get comics, so I started getting comics. So, up until, like, this past year, I didn't read any comics. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I don't know. This is something I like. I like reading, so that's why.
What is something that you have loved growing up in our family? Not just with me, but
in our family, our family, like, that's sweet. It's if you guys didn't know, I don't know if I said this, but I have 2 siblings, sister, and then I have a brother named Zach. So he's not here. No. But you're like pointing like he's off screen or something like that.
Just find a picture.
But yeah, we always are, at least for my parents and everyone's really supportive with everything we do. That's been awesome. Like, one of the things I always just love, like, I never went to college for any of this stuff, but my parents always wanted, at least for me, and I know it's for Erika too, they always just want us to be happy with everything, and they want us to be doing something that we love doing. Yeah. So if that went to college, they're like, great. If not, like, we're going to support you anyways. So, and I know more than enough friends that either had parents pressure them into doing something or force them to do certain things that they might not be passionate about. Like, there's things like when we're growing up, like, hey, you guys should get a job when you're old enough to just really understand that, even though, like, I worked at a grocery store in high school. Like, I didn't like the job, but it definitely like, really showed me, like, what I want more in life. Because if I didn't do that job and I just sit around at home, I feel like I'd be more lazy and stuff like that. Yeah. So, like, they're definitely caring, and everyone in our family is awesome with that stuff. So, yeah, I think that'd be mine.
I think one thing I've loved about our family, I would say the same. Even, like, Zach, he blows my mind every time I talk to him. I'm like, Zach, this is going on in life. He's like, he always asks me the hard question of, like, is that what you really want to do? And I'm like, oh, shoot, I don't know. And then he just is like, you know what, I don't want you to be unhappy, and, like, not that, like, I'm going to be a homeless person and happy and, like, not take care of myself, but, like, just really, like, caring for each other. I also love our sense of humor as a family, where it's just, like, we're a little too sarcastic sometimes, but, yeah, it's made us better and stronger. What is... Oh, I had a really good one that I thought of. What's an embarrassing moment of yours?
Embarrassed, like, with each other or just myself, just in general?
Both.
Embarrassing moment of me. I guess, like, I felt embarrassed, or no, I guess that's awkward. Never mind. It's not embarrassing. That's not really embarrassing. It didn't embarrass me, but it was super awkward. Do you want me to tell you what it was?
Yeah, of course. Okay. I mean, everybody's going to want to know now, because you're just like, ooh, I don't want to
tell you. So, I used to tour with bands, and there was one time we were in Kansas, and I rent sound and lights and stuff like that, depending on the tour and the artist and stuff. And there was one time we got done with the show and everything, and one of a different band that I toured with, I got to know one of the drummer's mom pretty well. Super nice lady. She lived, like, in the same town we played in, so she actually came out after the show and just said hi and stuff, and we talked for like a half hour. And so I started tearing down stuff, and there's this random girl that came up to me that was at the show, and she just said, like, oh man, you were talking to that lady for a while, weren't you? I'm like, yeah, like, I know her one of her sons. She's an awesome lady. It's like, man, I've been watching you for 30 minutes waiting to talk to you. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right then. And then so I'm tearing down a guitar cab and stuff like that, and she tries to keep talking, and I'm like, okay, cool, awesome, yeah, that was a good concert, that kind of stuff, where it's like kind of short answers that just kind of stop the conversation but not be mean. And then she just goes, man, this is pretty awkward, isn't it? And I say, yep. And anytime you say this is awkward, it's like doubling the awkwardness or weirdness in the conversation.
Sometimes.
And yeah, sometimes. I guess I feel like it's most of the time. For any time that's happened to me, it's most of the time.
That's true.
But one of the guitar players in the band, he saw how weird the conversation was going at their merch table, and he texted me saying, "Hey man, do you need help getting out of that situation?" And I texted him, I'm like, "Yes, please help me." And so his name was Dan, and Dan was like, "Hey Luke, I need to have you come out with the trailer. We gotta go load something quick." And I'm like, "Oh, yep, all right, cool, sounds good, Dan." And I turned to the lady, I'm like, "Hey, I gotta go. It was really nice talking to you, but I need to leave now." And then he puts his arm around my shoulder, and he's just like, "Dude, that looked real awkward." And I'm like, "Yeah." It was really, really weird. So that was one with me, one with each other. Oh man, or embarrassing or awkward. I like, people think it would be embarrassing, but it was just weird to me for like a day, and I didn't care after that. But my sister used to wear a cape for like about a month or so in high school.
No, it was 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
And she just wanted to wear a cape. And like, I had lots of friends come up to me, like either at like tennis practice or something, like, "Why is your sister wearing a cape?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Like, you didn't ask her?" I'm like, "I don't know. Is she hurting anyone?" Like, "No." I'm like, I don't care. Like, if she's not doing anything to hurt anyone or anything, I personally don't care. And I'd be like, "Why don't you just go ask her?" And they'd be like, "No, we're good." So I don't know, like living with her and stuff, and she kind of lives in the awkward a lot of the time. That stuff, like, it takes a lot to get me like going like, "Whoa, what?"
Yeah, it's more. So, it's not awkward. It's just uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it almost hurts your soul.
I don't know if this is This is one other thing. I don't know if you've done it in a while, but it's called the Jesus hug. And it's basically, you hug them like a normal person, but you like straddle their head into your shoulder. And she would do the thing where, like, it's usually like a couple seconds of hugging someone, then you let go. She would hold them for way longer than they need to be. And it was always great because she couldn't see their face, but I could see them like kind of like freaking out a little bit. And I love that. Like, she used to do that at festivals we'd go to with like friends that we'd meet or something like that. So that was always great.
Yeah.
So
it's always like uncomfortable men that wanted to hug women. And
yeah, there'd always be people that would have free hug signs, and then she would do that, and then they would not have the free hug sign.
I was helping my friends.
Yeah.
An embarrassing moment for me. I feel like I've ripped my pants many times in uncomfortable places. Like, I was in Hong Kong.
Oh, okay.
And we were doing, I was in a singing group in high school, and so we went to this church, and there was this like drama that like we did, and so there was an improv part.
Okay.
So I kicked my leg up and as high as I could, and then I ripped my pants. And so all the way from that church through the subway system, and like I feel like there was multiple like subways we had to go through, and then like and then I just was like, this is uncomfortable, and I'm 16 years old, so it's even more uncomfortable because when you're 16, you're like, I'm trying to be cool. Like now, if I did that, I'd be like, well, this sucks, but I'm just gonna do it. Like, but I ripped my pants and.
It reminds me of that SpongeBob. I ripped, or was he? Is he ripping the episode? Or at the very end, it turns into like a musical of him ripping his pants. Mm-hmm. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
I can't remember.
I don't remember it.
I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen SpongeBob.
That's embarrassing.
Yep. All right. So is there an embarrassing one with each other that you can think of?
Nothing that like I didn't induce. Like I didn't create.
Like we just fell into and we're both like, ooh.
Oh yeah, I only remember those feelings where I'm like, this just isn't right.
Your memory just blocked it from.
Yeah, I'm like, this is too traumatic.
Cut it off. Yep.
Where I'm just like, I just don't want that anymore in my brain, and I want to be done.
Yep.
And shoot. Sorry.
I don't know. Is there any other questions?
Do you have a question?
I was trying to think of one while you were talking about it, because it seemed like that was the last question that you were gonna ask.
If you could assign any sort of character, it could be superhero, it could be Disney, it could be any like whatever, to our family, who would you assign what?
Like have them be a part of the family, you mean?
No, like dad would be this person.
Oh.
Or mom would be this person.
Okay. Mom is... I'm trying to think of like some sweet lady kind of person.
Totally.
That she like cooks awesome food. Like she's not old, but I just thought of like the granny from the Looney Tunes that's like super has like Tweety Bird or whatever. Like she's super sweet old lady. Yeah. Like my mom's not that old, but she has that characteristics. Yeah, the personality. So my dad would, or our dad would be. I'm so bad at saying my with stuff, especially when I don't know why like it happens where I say my brother and she's like it's our brother. I'm like yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Dad would be, man. I'm trying to think who Dad would be. Do you have someone?
Is there anybody like super sarcastic?
That's what I'm trying to think. That's super sarcastic and is passionate about the things that he loves.
And not a jerk.
Yeah. Man.
There's so many sarcastic ones that are jerks.
Yeah, no, it's like hard to find a sarcastic not. I was trying to think of who that would be. Like even trying to think of like regular TV shows and stuff like that. Man, I'm just drawing a blank for Dad.
Me too.
Like I think of sarcastic people, but not like not in like a nice way.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'll try to keep thinking. Zach would be, if he was anything, he would be, I think he would be, trying to think of, maybe like Raphael from Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah.
Because he's like kind of rebellious and can be super serious, but also he really cares about the people that are around him.
Yeah. He's not bad.
No.
Just like,
and he kind of can go off and do his own thing, and then Zach's kind of that way. Erika, I almost said Patrick Star, but you're not Patrick Star.
I just love Patrick Star.
Man, who would you be?
Look, you'd be Sven from Frozen.
Frozen?
Yeah.
And I actually played him in the kids.
I know, but you definitely fit that role so much.
Yeah, I'm okay with Sven.
Yeah.
You would be, someone likes to travel a ton, is outgoing, weird and awkward at the same time. Can you think of anyone?
No.
I feel, who is it? I don't know why this came to my mind, but I feel like, but you're not as ditzy as her though. The thing that came to mind was the girl from Big Hero 6 that has like the bubbles.
Oh yeah.
She's kind of ditzy-ish, but she's also a scientist. Cause you're smart, but she's like kind of awkward and weird at the same time, and definitely caring about people too. So that's the one that came to my mind. Like I was gonna say Baymax, but that makes no sense.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of like weird people, but you're not just straight up weird the whole time. So, do you have anyone that you relate to at all?
Oh shoot, there was somebody that I've watched in the last month that I was like, this is my person. I relate a lot to Andy, or is his name? No, not Andy. What's his name? Pam and from The Office.
From The Office? Yeah, Pam.
And who's the guy?
Oh, you relate to both of them?
Not Pam, but...
Oh, shoot. You said Andy, and that's all I'm thinking of. Because I'm thinking of Andy Dwyer, but that's not him at all.
It's not Andy Dwyer.
Oh, shoot. What's his name?
Who is that guy? You probably are sitting there and yelling at us.
Yeah, I'm just going to check, because that's going to bother me. Jim, that's
I relate to Jim a lot.
Okay.
I sit and watch Jim, and even though he likes fun, quirky things, there's those moments where it's like, no more.
One of my favorite episodes is when they hire the Asian guy to be Jim.
Oh, gosh.
That one's great.
So beautiful.
It's like, and Dwight's like, there's a picture of your family right here, and they literally get a picture with the Asian guy with Pam.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
I'm trying to think of who, like, I relate to, in a way. I have favorite people, but I'm just trying to think. Like, one of my favorite people in life, actually, I don't like this as a character, but I really like how, like, Chris Pratt handles his life. Where I'm not so much the Andy the character, because Andy's like does real stupid stuff
just flat out
all the time. But even in the show too, he's like super caring, and he seems like a pretty chill dude, and like a people person and stuff like that. So that's one reason why he's like my favorite actor.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Dad could be Ron.
Yeah.
Except loving in more of an affectionate way.
Yeah, but there is certain stuff, like, it's funny. I don't know, I haven't talked to him about it for a while, but my dad used to, like, never drink water. And I don't know if he still hates drinking water as much as he used to when he started.
He doesn't hate it as much, but there's still points where he's still, like...
Because there's a while he's like, I can't just drink water, I need something with it. So he'd have, like, tea with honey or something like that.
Yeah, or apple juice where you're like, this isn't a good substitute.
So they're like in like Ron, he hates like fruits at all.
Yeah.
Or all the time. So like I don't know if you guys remember the episode where they're like, Ron, you need to eat a banana. So he literally puts a banana in a burger and eats the burger with the banana.
And he hates it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess that is somewhat, because he is a caring person. And I don't know why the screen just went blank. Well, I probably just went because we haven't touched the computer. But yeah, so that one would probably...
Yeah.
All right, so there is a challenge. Out of our whole family, everyone from Parks and Rec, who would you categorize everyone with? So Dad is Ron. I think Mom would probably be Leslie.
Yeah.
Because she is kind of... Because Leslie
passionate.
is... Yeah, less passionate, but my mom, and I definitely get it too, but she's pretty... She can be pretty gullible. But she's super passionate about the stuff that she likes. And she's very caring about everyone.
She's inward passionate, not outward passionate. That's what we mean.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that would be that. Zach, I feel like Zach might be Aziz Ansari a little bit.
Tom. Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Because Zach's pretty like fashionable. Like he's super, like he really likes being trendy.
He's like the good-looking one of our family.
Yeah. So it's funny because he's the trendy one. So I feel like
he's just not dumb.
Yeah.
Like Tom is just dumb.
Yep. Who would you be? Who do you think you would be? You might be Anne a little bit.
Anne or Diane.
Diane, yeah.
Yeah.
Try to think of who I would be. Like, technically somewhat like Andy, but I'm not as dumb at the same time.
You're just not dumb.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. I'm just thinking. Oh man, yeah. I guess Andy would probably be the closest. I'm definitely not as ridiculous as what's his name? He's the guy that always gets made fun of. And Jerry. I'm definitely not Jerry.
What about Anne's husband?
Anne's husband. Oh, maybe I might be. Actually, I know who I am. I know his name is Adam. In real life, his name is Adam. Shoot, but it's the guy that Leslie Knope marries.
Oh yeah.
I think I'd be him.
What's his name? This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah, I'm gonna look and see if we can get it before I look.
Do you guys know that name?
You know it. Parks and Rec. But yeah, so I'd probably be him because he's pretty nerdy, but he also is like, what's his name? Adam Scott. That's what it is.
Yep.
So that's who I would probably be. I feel like either that or Andy. That'd probably be who I would.
Like a mixture.
Huh?
Like a mixture.
Yeah. So, because he definitely loves his nerdy stuff. Like, if you remember the episode where he's like, well, we're going to give each other presents for, it's like Christmas or our anniversary. He's like, and Leslie's like, I know. And at the very end, she literally either buys or rents the literal throne from Game of Thrones. And he's like,
yeah.
And that's what I would be like too. If someone like bought that for me, that'd be insane.
Yeah.
So that would probably be me. So, but what's his name in the show? Well, I went to taking a picture on my phone. I don't know why I just didn't look it up. I was like, I know his real name, but Ben White, that's what it is.
Benito.
So, yeah, is there anything else you want to ask?
I think I can't think of anything right now.
Okay.
So we might have to do this another time.
Yeah. So guys, I hope you enjoy this episode of getting to know me and getting to know my sister. Hope you guys are having an awesome day and an awesome week, and I will talk to you guys later. See ya.
Bye.